This is just going to be a random video about my perception of Carl Jung's concept of the animus and the anima. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to call it anime to make it a gender-neutral pronoun. And this has nothing to do with transgender politics at all. So, to start this video, I'm going to talk about what the words mean. I think anima means soul and animus means spirit or something like that. And what this is the opposite gender within a certain person. The inner feminine for a man and a woman's inner masculine. Stereotypically, feminine qualities would be something like kindness, warmth, compassion, sensitivity, empathy. So a very masculine man would have a very feminine anima. And for an animus in a woman, this would turn out to be a woman who has masculine qualities within her inner anima. For example, the woman who's outwardly strong and powerful the woman who is outwardly feminine and gentle and sensitive would have a very strong, confident and powerful animus. And Carl Jung had mentioned the negative anime for a man and a woman. And in a man, the negative anima manifests itself as someone who has a very sensitive, depressed, withdrawn and reserved personality, and the negative animus for a woman will manifest itself as someone with very stern, logical, opinionated, aggressive, domineering attitudes. This is not to say that all men and women have the same anima and animus possession. They can be quite different. For example, Carl Jung's anima was a client. He was a psychologist, and his anima was a client. A man who is a creative musician will have the anima of a businesswoman. And Jung stated that there are 4 parts to the relationship within a man and a woman, and the anima and the animus. For a man, it is the subject, it is the person being projected upon, it is the transcendent archetype of the anima, and it is also the chthonic mother. For a woman, it is the subject, her projection, the transcendent animus, and the wise old man. For a man, the anima is a singularity, and for a woman, the animus manifests as a multiplicity. These archetypes will show themselves within our dreams, and they can also be shown through our relationships. They also are developed through our relationships with our parents and all the people of the opposite gender in our family members and our friendships and our relationships. One way to get into closer contact with the anime is through psychotherapy, which Carl Jung recommended as a method to allow one to get deeper into the subconscious state of mind. The allure of the anima and the animus can be seen through the trope of love at first sight. When a man sees a woman and he suddenly falls in love with her, this is an unexplainable phenomenon. It could be there could be a scientific explanation for this, but Jung calls for the spiritual, for the psychological explanation. And the psychological explanation is that there is an inextricable link within the man who he projects onto the woman, his ideal partner figure, the inner feminine within himself. And for a woman, it's the opposite. When she sees a man who she falls in love with, she projects her animus onto him. And what Jung recommended for men and women were that they integrate their animes into their own ego, and that would help them develop themselves. The archetype of the anime is a lot deeper than the shadow, because the shadow can be discovered and it can be understood a lot more easily than it can be with the anima and the anime, the anima and the animus.